Ulcerative colitis is known to be an invisible disease, but to the one who's suffering with it, it's one of the loudest things going, and it's a very visceral disease. Now, if you don't want to see a representation of what a flare looks like, I urge you to look away now. Here is what it looks like, and you can see that it is a very loud and obnoxious disease, and it's very in your face. There's no way of avoiding it. But on the people on the outside, everything seems okay. But is it really as bad as it seems? And that's what I want to talk about today. And if you're suffering with ulcerative colitis and you're terrified of what you're seeing in the bowl, let's stop you panicking today, because it's not as bad as it may seem. Yes, it's a terrifying experience to open up the toilet and see blood everywhere. It's like a gruesome battle scene, but the amount of blood that you're seeing in the toilet is exaggerated, and that's why I've got here some red food colouring to represent a flare, and we're going to do a little bit of an experiment. So let's open up the toilet and drop some food colouring in. So oftentimes when you're flaring, it might only be drops of blood going in the toilet. So let's say we've had a little bit of bleeding. And you can see here, just a few drops, suddenly it looks like a battlefield. And yes, when you look down in the toilet and you see this, it is absolutely terrifying. Many times I have looked at the toilet paper, seen exactly this, and it has scared me. In fact, let's get some toilet paper now. Show you the reality of ulcerative colitis. Again, this is food colouring. Few drops. Now, this is a very real thing that would happen. I might have just wiped my bum. You see here, that looks really realistic. That looks like I've just bled a little bit. In fact, I'd say it's more... If it's really bad, that's what it looks like. It's like you've just been cut open. That's actually too real. So this might be quite disturbing to some of you who've never seen this sort of thing before. But let's put one drop in the water. I've put about 2 or 3 drops in the water. It has completely gone red. And that's not much blood at all. And you're in no danger of blood loss when this happens, because the amount of blood that you're losing is mere drops in the bucket. You have pints of blood going around your body. I think around 5 to 8 pints, depending on how much blood you've got pumping around. Those numbers might be slightly off, but you have a lot more blood than a few drops. This is likely less blood than has been given in a blood sample. So when you see this, just know you're not going to die from blood loss today, because that's the thing I was terrified about when I was flaring with my ulcerative colitis. Many times I see this in the toilet and I think, this is the end, not again. And in fact, let's just throw a few more drops in. Maybe it was a particularly bad flare, and let's get the phone camera back out. You can see that the bowl is completely red, but it's not that much blood. We've probably not even filled up a vial for a blood test still, but this is a stark message to yourself. And the message that I was getting whenever I was experiencing this was that you are not well. On the outside, you might look lean because you've lost lots of weight. You've lost lots of fat because you're losing weight. And you look in the mirror, or for me personally, I looked in the mirror and I looked great. I almost looked ready to get on stage for a bodybuilding show. But then I used the bathroom and it looks like this. And that's a reminder that you're not well. You're very, very sick. And that's what I say. Ulcerative colitis, yes, it may be an invisible disease to those walking on the street, but to those suffering with it, it's a very loud experience. Look how loud this is. This is impossible to ignore. But it's not the end of the world. You can go on living like this for a little while you try and get your health in order, while you find the right medications, while you sort out your diet and really work on your sleep. And those things are really going to stop this from impacting you so much. It might not stop it, but it will reduce the harm that it's causing you. Just make sure that you're eating iron-rich foods, nutritious foods, because yes, you might be bleeding and you might be losing ions. You might be a little bit anemic. Maybe you're quite a lot anemic. So make sure you're getting perhaps liver in your diet, red meats, maybe even iron infusions if you're really low. But I really feel that eating meats is going to help you heal through this. And the thing is, you're just trying to get through this. You're trying to heal through it. Healing takes time. It takes months. When I was given my first round of biologics, it took maybe 3 to 6 months for my bowel to actually fully heal. And I was still seeing blood in the bathroom, much like this. But I was healing. And healing is a process and it's a journey and it doesn't happen overnight. So you got to work on it, do the building blocks, the sleep, the diet, the exercise and the medication to get you out of this flare. And this will stop happening. And it will be washed away. And that's why you shouldn't panic when you're flaring with ulcerative colitis. Thanks for watching.